We're going to get started with our session so that we can wrap up and be as short as possible. So please take out your notebooks, your pens, your pencils, write down as much information as possible. And if you have your questions, we will be in the chat taking your questions. We will also, as I said, have a Q&A at the end. So as you can, I'm not sure if you are able to see the screen, but we will hand over to Director Walker Brown. She is the Director of the Office of Student Affairs. So over to you, Mrs. Walker Brown.
Greetings, our prospective students. We are so excited to meet with you today, and it's wonderful to have you online. So I will be walking you through some of the university essentials. You'll also get the opportunity to meet some of the members of the OAR staff, and that is the Office of Administration and Registry for the university. So you'll be seeing and meeting with and speaking with some of the key persons within that section. Unfortunately, our vice president is currently on leave, vacation leave. She returns on Monday, but she will definitely be here for the leg of registration that comes up next week and for our orientation session. So welcome again, and it is my absolute pleasure to be talking with you this morning. So we have a few things that we want to move into, and we thought that these things, these areas that we're going to be looking at today, that these are essential for your university journey here at the CMU. And we're going to, afterwards, with our presentation, we're going to open for your questions. And certainly we're going to be engaging you in a fulsome way so that you can have a general sense of what is required of you. In addition to that, we will be sending the presentation that we have today to persons via your email addresses that we have on file, on record. And so you will get the opportunity to be able to follow up with us on the areas that are here. Any questions and concerns that you may have thereafter, you can have discussions. So thank you, Doneique, for the introduction, and I'll get straight into the presentation. Our students that the Getting Ready series is planned with them in mind. And from now until Friday, we are going to be walking you through some very essential areas that you must know. So today, we are looking at CMU Essentials, University Essentials. Tomorrow, you will hear from our ODT team, which is essentially our technology section, and they will walk you through some of those important things that as a student you must know. On Friday, you'll get the opportunity to meet with the Office of the Treasury and the Deans of Discipline. And you will know, as we move into our presentation today, why getting to know the Deans of Discipline is so important. So once again, welcome. As I told you before, today's Getting Ready series is about the university essential. What are those key things? What are those essential components of the university that you must know before you commence classes? And we want to ensure that you are fully apprised of these. So here goes. So the agenda that we're going to be looking at, these are the things that we're going to be delivering this morning, and it's very brief. And we want to ensure that we create as much space for you to ask your questions. So we're going to be looking at the different types of acceptance. Today, we're also going to be looking at registration, scholarships, and bursaries. We will look at what to bring for registration, very important. And we're also going to be talking about orientation and some university things that we think must be shared with you so that you know that these things are important in making your university journey a fulfilling and engaging one. So Let's now turn our attention to the types of acceptance. Now you will see on the screen before I call in Miss Antonisha Dilworth, who is one of our officers in the Office of Administration and Recruitment, and she will walk you through what each of these represent. So all of you online will be in one of the categories listed here. Either you have received full acceptance to the university, you have received provisional acceptance to the university, you have received a conditional or advanced placement, or you are considered a mature student. And so you've got mature entry. So Ms. Dilworth will come at this time to walk you through what each of these entails. Over to you, Ms. Dilworth.
Thank you, Director Walter Brown. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I am Miss Dilworth, one of our admissions officers. Hello, are you hearing me?
We are hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, so the different types of acceptance. Before we go there, I want persons to understand that they must submit their applications before they can be accepted. When you go onto the portal, you will see the stage where your application is at. If you have not yet submit your application, then you will not be accepted. So for those who have submitted their application, the different types of acceptance, you have the full acceptance. At this stage, a review of your application is done, and it would have indicated and show that you have met the requirements for matriculation. Once you have met the requirements, your acceptance package is sent and you are required to accept the offer. When you accept the offer, the dates are sent for you to come in and register. For you to register, you have to come with all original documents. If you have received conditional acceptance, you would have received an agreement form to be signed. If you have not signed that agreement form, your application will not be updated. Once you have signed that agreement form and return it to us via email at apply@cmu.edu.jm, your application will be updated and your acceptance package will be sent. So this is for persons for the conditional agreement. This is for persons who do not have maths or English, but you have 5 C6 subjects. Also, for the provisional acceptance, if you have received provisional acceptance, you'd have noticed you received a package, but in the letter it says that you're awaiting your CSEC results, and CSEC results are expected to be out this Friday, August 15. Once you have received your results, you are expected to send it to us via email at apply@cmu.edu.jm for your application to be updated. We will also post our WhatsApp numbers in the chat so persons can also send it to us via WhatsApp. If you receive provisional acceptance and you do not send us your results, then your application will not be updated. So we implore you, once the results are out and you have access, you're required to send it also. We will update your application, and if you have met the matriculation requirements, then you will get your acceptance package. For those seeking advanced placement, a review of your application is done by the faculty, and they will determine if you're eligible for advanced placement and what year. Once the faculty decides that, then you would have received your acceptance package with the required information. For those seeking material entry based on age and relevant experience, a review is done also by the faculty. You would have received a portfolio to be completed, and you are required to do an interview. Once that is done, then your application would be updated and your acceptance package will also be sent. But as I said before, if you haven't submitted your application, then none of this would have happened. So I implore persons to go back and check to see where they're at. And if you haven't yet submitted your application, please do so. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Dilworth. And that is indeed important information that you must know. So if you've gone back and you've checked and you see that your application is in draft, it means that you need to fill out whatever is missing and place and press submit. Because until you submit that application, you will not fall in one of the sections or the categories that are mentioned here. All right? So that is important for you to note. What is next on our agenda? This morning, we want to talk to you about registration. Registration is one of the other key components of becoming a student here at the university. Now, we have particular registration dates that are listed, and interestingly enough, this year we had several early registration sessions, which started out in the month of May. So to date, we have had 3 early registration sessions, and persons who are online now, if you were a part of the early registration, you would have known that those would have been held in May, and the last set of early registration was Monday to yesterday. No, do not be daunted, because we have other registration sessions for the persons that are here. If you have not yet registered, or if you are awaiting your CXC results. So here are the dates, the sessions that are planned for you for the main campus. Remember, you were told by Ms. Dilworth that CSEC CAPE results will be out by Friday. I know you'll all be very excited about, the passes that you'd have gotten. And we are praying that all the subjects that you're waiting on, that you will be successful in those. So here are the registration dates for the main campus. And when we talk about, the university has several campuses. We have the main campus, which is located at Palisados, next to the airport. And that's the airport in Kingston, all right? On your way to the Port Royal, after you pass through Harbor View, you will see the signages, and then the sign will guide you into where the university is located. We have our Montego Bay campus, which is currently housed at the Sam Sharp Teachers College. And I know that they are looking at relocating, but you will get all of that information. You will not be left out of what is happening, all right? And then we have our Moneague campus, which is located in Moneague. So if you have applied for any of the 3 campuses, I'm going to now walk you through the registration dates for these campuses. So for the main campus, our next registration session comes up on August 18th, and that is from August 18th to the 20th. So that's next week, Monday, through to next week, Wednesday. So those who have, getting your CXCs on Friday and CAPE, just sort those out, ensure that you have them, and then you will come in on Monday through to Wednesday to ensure that your registration happens. We will have another session for the main campus on August 27th and 28th. All right, that is after our orientation session, and we'll get to the orientation soon. But the sessions for the main campus is the 18th to the 20th and the 27th to the 28th. The registration sessions that are planned for the Montego Bay campus is August 21st to the 22nd and August 29th. All right. So August 22nd to the 21st to the 22nd, and again on August 29th. Now you will receive information about the registration dates in your emails. So the registration dates for the Doneique campus now. So those persons who will be, attending CMU programs at the Doneique campus, your registration date will be on September 9th and September 11th. So that's September 9th and September 11th. What is needed for registration? I will now be inviting Director Henderson. He is one of the deputy registrars of the university, and he will now come to walk you through what is needed for registration. Sir Henderson, over to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Walker-Brown. Good morning, everyone. Today, I will just briefly walk you through the pre-registration requirements for new students and the submission of documents for those persons entering the upcoming academic year. To be pre-registered, students are required to submit all required original supporting documents at the sessions that Mrs. Walker-Brown would have just outlined. Please note that if any document is missing, you will not be allowed to complete the pre-registration process, and you'll be required to reschedule an appointment. However, on the day, team members will be present at our information desk to provide guidance. We take the submission of documents very seriously as it's the start of your academic journey, and we want to ensure that all the administrative requirements as it relates to the submission of documents are intact. The required documents will vary slightly by program type, and I will cover those for the master's programs, bachelor's programs outside of the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, and bachelor's programs within the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies. There are some common documents for all programs, and those are as follows. You will need your birth certificate, education and professional certificates, transcripts where applicable, a TRN or Jamaican driver's license, confirmation of acceptance form, the drug consent form, and a completed medical form. Students from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies are also required to submit a copy of their passport as well as a police record. Please note that references or testimonials are only required for students who are pursuing the program Security Administration and Management.
Orientation.
Those persons who have your microphones open, persons who have their microphones open, could you mute?
Thank you, Mrs. Walker-Brown. So as I was saying, testimonials or references are only required for students who are doing the Security Administration and Management program, all students from the Faculty of Marine and Nautical Studies, and students who are pursuing graduate programs. Please note that references or testimonials must be signed and stamped, or they should be on an official company letterhead. A final reminder, just please ensure that you have all the required documents. Please pay attention to the slide which is on the screen. We will also send out this information via email to you, so you are clear as to what to carry. When you arrive at the registration session on the various days, notices will be posted indicating what required documents are. Please note that if there are missing documents, you will not be able to complete the process. So please therefore prepare properly to avoid any delays. Thank you. Over to you, Mrs. Walker-Brown. You're muted, Mrs. Walker-Brown.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we are.
Beautiful. So I want to importantly highlight the difference between pre-registration and registration. All right, so there's a difference between pre-registration and registration. So now pre-registration is that we have received your application into the university and we have accepted you in one of the types that we would have mentioned before, either full entry, provisional, conditional, mature entry, all of those types that we would have listed, we have accepted you into those. You have accepted the offer made to you by the university, and you want to tell us, to indicate to us that you have accepted that offer. Pre-registration allows you to come in with your relevant documents that Mr. Henderson would have highlighted just now. So you come in with those, and we now say that, yes, you intend to be a fully registered student of the university. We now have all your data. We have confirmed all of your information, and we have received all of your documentations. Now, pre-registration is not registration. Pre-registration does not require any payment at all. But registration, for you to be a registered student of the university, you must make a payment to the CMU. Now, there are several payment arrangements that the university has. And on Friday, when you meet with the Treasury team, they will walk you through these payment arrangements. And so you will come in the registration room is the Office of the Treasury. A representative is always at registration for you to walk through how it is that you will be making your payment and what means by which you'll be making the payment and the method of making the payment and through which institution. All right, so once that is done and you've made a payment and you've sorted out and you move through Treasury, then you will walk through all of the other areas and then you receive your ID card. So you receiving that identification card says that I am now officially a student of the university, because I would have made a payment based on the payment schedule that the university has, and I am now officially a Caribbean Maritime University student. So please bear that in mind. Pre-registration does not require payment, but registration requires payment. All right? Now that we have cleared that little bit up, let's move into looking at scholarships and bursaries. And this is very important for those persons, and we encourage all our students to apply for scholarships and bursaries with the university. Note, many persons are saying, oh, they're not going to give me this scholarship, me not get you with a bursary because, and you have all of the reasons why. What you're doing is that you're hindering yourselves by putting all of those reasons why not. What we encourage you to do is apply for these scholarships, apply for these bursaries, and the bursary providers will look at what you bring to the table and decide on whether or not you are one of those persons that they want to furnish with a scholarship or bursary. So note too that some of these bursaries do not require you to have high GPAs. And I will now invite Miss Judine Bethune to come and speak on this area. Miss Bethune, over to you. Are you hearing me, Miss Bethune?
Hi, good morning. Yes, sorry, I am hearing you. Sorry about that. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, first, before Miss Bethune starts, Miss Bethune, could you just go ahead and introduce yourself to the group? Tell them what you do here at the university.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so my name is Miss Judine Bethune, and I am the scholarship coordinator here in the registry department. Okay, so I am the one who you would speak to regarding all scholarships and bursaries. Now, we have quite a few scholarships that are available to our students. There are quite a few, and don't you worry, you can apply for them. You do have the qualifications to get them, so don't be afraid and don't be discouraged. So here are just a few of them that will be highlighted. These scholarships we do in-house and we give over to the donors. So here we have the American Caribbean Maritime Foundation Scholarship, the Organization of American States Scholarship, Accelerate Energy, and before that company was named New Fortress Energy. So if you know that name, it is now changed to Accelerate Energy. We have Caribbean Shipping Association, the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, Millennial Paving Stones, and we also have scholarships and bursaries from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. That is the PATH program. So if you're on the PATH program from you are in high school, when you come over to university, you are still on the PATH program. You can just let them know that you have moved over to tertiary education and you will continue on the PATH program. We have scholarships from the sports department. And we also have other scholarships that are given from the Ministry of Education, Grace Foundation, Sagicor, Heart, just to name a few. Just to let you know also that you can have more than one scholarships running at the same time. So don't just apply for one because this is the one that you feel like you will get, but apply for more than one because you can have more than one and we don't know which one you will actually get. So be encouraged, guys. It is a possibility. You can do it. And so when you come in, you can always ask for me at the registry department. Thank you.
Are any of these scholarships open now, Ms. Bethune?
Okay, so we have two scholarships that are available currently. We have a scholarship from the Ministry of Finance. Now, this scholarship is for students whose parents work in the public sector, work with the government. So if you're a teacher or you work with any of the government ministries, then your parents can apply for this scholarship on your behalf. It is currently open, and so they can apply for it. The other scholarship that is still open is from the PATH program. So if you're on the PATH program, then you can apply for that bursary that is given from the PATH program. So those two are still available now.
Thank you. And just to add that the PATH program offers students who are coming from high school path into university path a $100,000 bursary towards their tuition. All right. So PATH pays that over directly to the university, and that can be used to deduct from whatever your tuition fee is. And that is applicable every year if it is that you are maintaining the required GPA that PATH sets. And PATH has a GPA requirement of 2.5 and above, right, for those persons. So once it is you meet the GPA requirement, you can apply for the PATH bursary. So now we are at orientation, and the orientation requirements are listed here in terms of the dates and what it is you're ought to wear and what are the different activities that will happen on the specific dates that are listed. Please note that orientation is a requirement for all new students, all right? And all of the orientation sessions will be held here at the main campus, but they will also be streamed live on YouTube and Microsoft Teams, and the streaming information will be sent to you via email. So there is only one exception though. So remember, all orientation sessions will be held at the university, and for those persons who are at the other locations, we're going to be streaming online or via Microsoft Teams as we're doing today, except for the resident student orientation. So those persons who have applied for boarding, your orientation will not be streamed, but it will be held at your boarding location. So that is important for you to note. So here are the orientation dates. We will kickstart orientation on August 24th with a celebration service from 10 to 12 noon. All right, so that's a service where we come and we give thanks and we celebrate with each other and we get to know each other. You'll see some new faces and all of that, and you get a word of encouragement. That will happen on Sunday, August 24th. On that same day, Sunday, August 24th, we will have a session for our parents, guardians, and spouses. So that session for the parents, the guardians, and the spouses, yes, man, we're including everybody, all of the family, come out to orientation because it is indeed a family affair. And we know that when you're coming to university for the first time or second time or third time or whatever, some of you, that is, your entire family is a part of this journey, and we do not want to leave them out. So there is a session that is planned for our parents, guardians, and spouses, and that session happens on the 24th between the hours of 1 to 3 p.m. And that session is not for students now, but for the parents, the spouses, and the guardians. Okay? From 1 to 3 p.m. Then next, we will have following the parent, spouse, and guardian orientation or resident students orientation, which will happen at the Admiralty Dormitory between the hours of 4 to 6:30 p.m. On that occasion, you will get the opportunity to meet with your wardens. You'll get the opportunity to meet with the persons from student services that is in charge of boarding. You'll meet the officers that are assigned. You will meet a whole lot of university officials, but specifically, who are those individuals that you're going to be seeing and working with on the dormitory will be there to receive you. Note, the office, the student services office that is in charge of boarding would have communicated to you already if you have received acceptance or you've been placed on the waiting list and what is it you will need for boarding. So that section is dealt with by the student support officers. And if it is you have any questions online today, you can ask those and they'll be able to take your email, follow up with you and answer the questions that you have. Now, on Monday, August 25th, we will have the official opening of orientation. So the official opening, this day is when you will meet all of CMU key persons. You'll meet your president, you'll meet your vice president for administration and university registrar, you'll meet the officers, you'll meet your deans, you'll see lecturers, all of the persons that are important. You'll get the opportunity to meet with them. And then you're also going to be walked through some of the services that are offered here at the university. That session starts at 9 a.m. and it will end at 1 p.m. Now, even though the session starts at 9, we do not expect that you will come at 9. We want you to come at 8:30 because registration will begin at 8:30 in the morning, and then we will start promptly at 9. You realize how on time we were today? That's the sort of business we're in, to kickstart all our sessions on time. So at 9 a.m., we will start the official opening exercise. Then on Tuesday, which is the final day, August 26th, you will get the opportunity to meet your faculty. And this is our official academic advising session between the hours of 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So 9 to 12 noon is when you will get the chance to meet with your faculty deans, your faculty head of schools, your lecturers that you're going to be seeing in the classroom, the administrators within the respective faculties. So you're going to be disseminated. So all the persons who are in the faculty of shipping and logistics, you will meet with your deans, all the persons who will be in the faculty of marine and nautical studies. You will meet with your dean. All the persons who are going to be in the faculty of engineering and applied technology, you will meet with your deans. So we'll have specific locations for you. You will meet with your deans and the respective lecturers on that occasion. And again, remember that we're also going to be streaming via Microsoft Teams on that day. So those persons who are at our remote locations, join us online and get the opportunity to meet with and engage with your faculty. After that session on Tuesday, August 26th, between the hours of 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., that is a session that you will now meet with your students' union. The students' union of the university, we consider this office as very important. It is essential to the lifeblood of your journey here at the university. So we do not want you to take this session lightly, because you will get the chance to meet with your student representatives, and they will walk you through what they have planned for you, what their expectations are for you. So remember, orientation starts on Sunday, August 24th at 10 a.m. and it will end on Tuesday, August 26th at 3 p.m. So between 1 and 3, that's the final session for orientation. So orientation is 3 days, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Now we are at the important part of looking at the dress code, because you will know by now that the Caribbean Maritime University has particular dress codes. We are sticklers for certain things. That is what makes us unique. That is what sets us apart from all other universities. One of the things that sets us apart, right? So we are in the business of maritime education, but what is also important is that we are a uniformed group. For all those persons who will engage with us on a full-time basis, you are required to wear a uniform. So for orientation, you wear your uniform or a white dress shirt and black bottom. So we do not accept sneakers or jeans. So if you have a sneakers or a jeans, that is a no-no. All right, so get appropriate footwear and ensure that you're not wearing a jeans on that day. If you have jeans and you don't have any other dress pants or dress skirt, now is the opportunity for you to get those, okay? So ensure that you are properly attired for orientation. Now, you will have a session on Friday where you will get the opportunity to hear from the dean, one of the dean of disciplines, because there are several deans of discipline here at the university. But on Friday, you will get the opportunity to hear from, and you'll meet the others, but you will hear specifically from one of our deans of discipline, and he will walk you through what the specific requirements are. Now, for Sunday, and Sunday only, because we know that it's a church service and a celebration activity, you will not be required to wear your uniform or the black and white. You can come on Sunday in your church clothes, you know? Yeah, clothes like those. That's for Sunday only. If you decide to wear your uniform, you can still come in your uniform for Sunday. But remember, the sessions that are going to be held on Monday and Tuesday, you must be properly attired in the dress code that is outlined here. I hope you have all gotten that. So let's walk now through finally, before we open the floor to take your questions, your comments, your concerns, the university essentials. What are some of those things that you must ensure that you have and that you participate in? We want to encourage you to ensure that you get your class schedules. And when you come to the meet your faculty and the academic advising sessions that are planned for you, you will meet with your deans, and the deans, all the faculty representatives will ensure that you are furnished with your timetable. If you are not furnished with your timetable at that time, they will communicate to you when the timetables will be ready. But your timetable becomes your guide into what classes you have, on which days you are assigned a class, and at what time. Okay? So ensure that you are furnished with your timetables. The other thing that we want to encourage you to do is to attend the academic advising session that is planned for you, because that is the time you get to meet with your deans and faculty representatives in a personalized way, where you can throw out your questions to them that are specifically related to your program of study. All right? That is that occasion where you can bring to the floor all of those concerns. Next, we want to encourage you to get involved. You have oftentimes heard that, you know, them say all work and no play makes the person a dull person. We want to ensure that your university journey is fulsome, that you are engaging and having just an experience, a wholesome experience that will make you into a productive citizen of society. At the end of the day, CMU intends to train and to prepare you for the industry. And we have as one of our mantras, creating industry-ready leaders. So it's not just a matter of presenting you to just go into a work. We are creating, we are shaping, we are guiding and ensuring industry-ready leaders who will go into your respective positions and shine bright, as they say, shine bright like a diamond. Okay? So we want to encourage you to get involved in sports. We have a number of sporting activities that are held here at the university yearly. So we encourage you to get involved in sports. And you would have heard when we spoke about the scholarships and bursaries that there are sports scholarships and sports bursaries for those persons who participate in sports for the university. So that is another means again for you to get some little assistance with your tuition. We encourage you to also join a club and join a society. We have several clubs through the student support officers, the student support office, where you can go in and join a club, sign up for one of those, and they can provide you with additional information and details about these clubs and these societies, when they meet, who are the persons who are key officers in these clubs. So again, do not come and just breeze through in terms of just academics alone. We encourage you to get involved, and there are several opportunities for you to get involved in the happenings of the university. Another essential area is counseling. We have a university counselor. There is a university counseling office that will engage our students. If you are having any challenges at all, if it is that you just need somebody to talk to, if you just need somebody to throw something out at, we encourage you to come and to talk with our counselor. The counseling office has several activities that are geared for you. These are geared to help you to become wholesome persons, to look at your mental health, to look at your physical health, and to look at how it is that you can engage in a fulsome way. So we encourage you to get involved and to meet with the counselor if you need to. All right. And again, finally, we told you before, the university has specific dress code and it has specific conduct requirements. So these are important, because if you do not follow these conduct requirements that are listed in your student handbook, that is your Bible, that is your guide, that is your roadmap, what will happen? The roadmap that is given through the handbook tells you what you should do as a student. That roadmap tells you how you should engage with the university. That roadmap tells you what are some of the important things you need to know about exams. What are some of those important things you need to know about different areas and different spaces at the university. So importantly, we have a dress code and we have a code of conduct.